Caitlin Clark's averages next year all depends on the system and how often she has the ball in her hands. Like, I think if she played heliocentric, if it was a heliocentric type half-court offense with the continuing to push the pace and transition, I think she would average 11 assists a game with this team. The thing is, they're playing a motion offense. Which means there's going to be a lot more of Caitlin Clark on the wing. And not necessarily, off the ball isn't a bad thing. But it's not just going to be Caitlin Clark go stand in that corner and watch the other players go to work. So Aaliyah is going to be getting the ball a lot in the high post. They're going to be getting the ball a lot in one-on-one situations. And that's kind of their whole offense is now, is to create spacing, is to create opportunities via the pick and roll, but also not just a first side attack, which was the biggest problem with their offense last year, was that Caitlin Clark, anything other than a Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston pick and roll, the team didn't score from. So now you're looking at how much they have in terms of like just players on the team, and players are going to have to get touches. And I think Sophie Cunningham's going to be getting a lot more. She's going to be getting some, not point guard duties, but if you guys don't know, with a lot of motion offenses, especially ones where they kind of play more 4 out, 1 in, you're going to be seeing Sophie Cunningham have to make decisions. Kelsey Mitchell playing more of like a, not that they're point guards, but you're going to look at almost likely a positionless offense where it doesn't really matter who takes the ball up, where everyone's, for lack of a better word, it could be at times an equal opportunity basketball where the ball's in her hands less, which ironically will take down her turnovers even if she's more careless with the ball, if she has the ball in her hands less. So when it comes to her assists, you just never know. Angel Reese going to average 18 and 14. She's not going to average 14 boards, but she could average 18 points a game. Like, she's going to be playing the same amount of minutes as last year. Her teammates aren't bricklayers like they were last year. And if she gets better, you have to take into account that if Angel gets better at finishing, she loses 2 rebounds a game because she caught her own misses. She caught maybe 3 of her own misses a game. Not a negative thing, just purely look at the stat sheets. And yes, if she scored those 3 times instead of missed and caught the rebounds, that's better, even though her rebound numbers might be less. She mightn't have got the double-doubles, but her points are going to go up. But you would hope that if she's better at finishing, she's going to average less rebounds because, again, and she also didn't get back on defense last year. Like, she was double-double hunting last year. But I do think she's going to average probably 11 boards, but 18 points could happen. 18 points could happen. But when it comes to Caitlin Clark, I think her splits are going to be higher. Her counting stats might be lower. Because, again, they played a very heliocentric offense. But it just depends. For me, it depends on how good their defense is. If the Fever end up being a top 6 defense in the WNBA, because of how well Caitlin Clark works in transition, she could average 11 assists a game. And I think Caitlin Clark is going to break the 19 assists in a game record. That is my call. She'll break that record. I don't think she's gonna break 10 assists a game, but I think she's gonna break the 19 assists in one game record, because all it takes is another team just not being able to shoot well. Like, all it's gonna take is the Dallas Wings is Arike having a bad game, and you look at the rest of the Dallas Wings team. You look at the power forward center matchup: Natasha Howard versus Natasha Howard versus Nalissa Smith, who can't keep up with her. Natasha Howard runs in layups. Aaliyah Boston and Tiara McCowan, who's not fast enough. They just run in layups. And it just depends as well on also what the Sky do. Because, like, if the Sky end up just playing like they did last year, where they're 2 bigs, their job is to get the offensive rebound and not run back on defense, Caitlin could have a 20 assist game against the Sky. Because all it takes is Aaliyah and Natasha Howard cleaning up on the boards. And it's an open layup every single time. Like, if you watch how she had 30 and 12 assists against the Sky last year, if you look at the footage, the vast majority of her assists and her points came from fast break situations where Angel and Camilla hadn't crossed the halfway line. Especially, sometimes Camilla was back, and Camilla had to pick her up a few times. But most of the time, Angel hadn't crossed the halfway line. So it is going to be an interesting one to see where her stats are, because I don't see her averaging above 20, because there's only so many points to go around. Like, Natasha Howard's not going to average 17, but I predict her going down to around 13, 14 a game. I think Aaliyah Boston could end up in single digits this year. And I think Kelsey Mitchell is going to average around the 17, 18 a game. But it's all about the team. It's all about winning at the end of the day. And it's better to average 17 on a winning team than average 19 on a lesser team. So I can still see her keeping up those averages. Like last year was 8.6. I think she's going to average in and around that in assists, but I don't think she's going to average the like 10 plus she averaged after the first 10 games. As well as that, I just think it's going to be more efficiency. I think it's going to come down more to efficiency. And I think just the offense that Stephanie White is going to run is going to be more flexible. I think it's going to be way, way more flexible in how things are going. And without the offense being so heliocentric. And let's be real, last year in the half court, Caitlin Clark either scored, got an assist, or got a hockey assist on like 95% of possessions. Like even in the playoffs last year, it took until 2 minutes to go in the second quarter for the Fever to score a point that wasn't either scored or assisted by Caitlin Clark. And they went way up in game 2. And then Chrissy Sides, because she turned the ball over 1 or 2 times, took the ball out of her hands. So the team just didn't score for 7 minutes. So, yeah, that's just the thing. When a lot of people are predicting Caitlin to be an MVP this year, I don't think this is the year where Caitlin wins MVP. I think they've got so much talent around her. I think that the MVP is going to go to Fee Collier. But I think that the more talent it is around you, the harder it is to put up counting stats. Regardless of your efficiency, regardless of whatever, it is a lot harder to put up counting stats. So I think all W first team, maybe 17 to 19 points per game. I think she might end up being in and around what she did last year in terms of points per game, especially because, again, she started off a little bit slower. But I think she averaged 23 points per game post-Olympic break. She's not going to do that. Even though I think her game is going to be better, she's going to improve. But I think it's going to be a really efficient 19 points per game. On like, instead of 43-33 splits from last year, I think it's going to be more so like 47-36, which are like elite, which are absolutely elite shooting splits for a guard. So that is my prediction. That is my prediction, what I think. So let me know, lads. Chat and in the comments if you're watching this as a video. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Caitlin Clark this is what she's going to average, or do you think her average is going to be way higher than last season? Leave in the comment section or in the chat right now if you're live on stream what you guys think Caitlin Clark's averages are going to be. I am very interested in seeing what you guys think right here. So let's see. Don't think Caitlin Clark cares about what she does as long as she wins the championship. Yeah, I stand by that. Caitlin Clark, I think, would rather average 15 points and win than 20 points and lose. I stand by that one. I fully agree with that statement. And is anyone going to type in their predictions? Here, no more 30-point triple-doubles, but a lot of 20-point double-doubles. She never had a 30-point triple-double, but she could have one. 20 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. You know what? Not far off. I think that could very well be. That could very well be it. Could very, very well. Yeah, I think that's probably the most accurate thing. We'll get a good idea from early minutes of preseason games. Probably when we see starters and game plan. We'll see nothing from preseason. The Liberty lost to the Sky by 40 in preseason last year. We'll see nothing from preseason.